beginning drawing skills. First thing to do is put a grid on your picture. Preferably thinner lines. I'm just using thick lines so you can actually see it on the video, but as thin as possible and dark so you can actually see them. On your paper, I would put thin lines so you can erase them really well, but on the picture itself, it's very nice to have some dark. Next, put a grid on the paper that you're using, and you may have it the picture the same size, or you can change the proportion, just make it bigger, and that will work too. What I would like for you to do is focus on the positive and negative spaces. This will help you figure out where the lines are. So a positive space is the actual object. Negative space is around the object. So you're going to look for shapes that are created by the form itself and by the negative space around it. A lot of people are very influenced by something, an object being something, like it is an eye, or it is a person, or it is a nose. And a lot of times we really don't understand what a person really looks like, or the proportions of a typical person. And so it changes how when we draw, it makes us not quite draw the line like it needs to be. So it's very important just to look at the shapes. Don't say this is a whatever the object is. You want to make sure that you think of the shapes as the shape itself and try to figure out what that shape is. See how the shapes are crossing over the grid. That will help you with proportion and figure out where things are. Always think of things as ratios. Is it a third of the grid? Is it a half of the grid? Where is it located within that square? I did a really quick sketch on mine, and definitely the thicker lines influenced where I thought things were. So don't do that. But other than that, this is a good guide as far as teaching you how to start with your first types of drawing. Okay, I want to give you one last note. This is not, it's a drawing, so it's going to take time to get used to figuring out how to draw, how to do proportion, how to get it just right. You know, this was my very first drawing of it. I didn't do any erasing really. So, you know, I would have gone back in and done tons of revisions on a lot of different areas. And a lot of times if you focus on one area, you realize that another area is not quite looking like it needs to be. But the grid really helps because the grid gives you a proportion to start with and will allow you to figure that out a little faster. Also, this is not a photograph. So if you're looking for an exact replica of a photograph, you want it to be traced perfectly, that's what you do. You would definitely trace it. The easiest way to do that would be to take the picture in your computer and print it out on a piece of paper, then turn your piece of paper over and take your pencil and use the graphite and create a solid mass of textural types of, pretty much you're creating copy paper is what you're really doing. So, or if you had copy paper, you can also just put that underneath and then just trace the object. That would be the way to get the proportions exactly from a photograph if you're just trying to do something fast. But in this video, I'm trying to show you how to broaden your skills on drawing.